200 nutrients and minerals, including B vitamins. And it's really good for boosting your immune system, especially if you feel like you're about to be burned out. So if you're very busy and you have a lot of projects going on, under a lot of stress, tight deadlines, long drive, if you're a truck driver for trade, like that's what you do as a career, you're a truck driver, which here in Alaska, the people driving up north are very, very important. And in fact, they have TV shows called like Ice Road Truckers, all about the life and career of truck drivers. Anyways, even the truck drivers in South America drink a lot of this beverage. So the yerba mate has all these really strong, potent nutrients. So when you drink yerba mate, typically you don't feel very hungry because you're getting different missing minerals and nutrients and vitamins that you would be lacking from really well-balanced nutritional diet. So some people find that it actually helps them. They don't actually crave certain other foods, probably because their body found something that's going to meet their needs. So yerba mate is one of those beverages. It also does have a lot of caffeine in it. So if you're caffeine sensitive, just be aware of that. This is the lavender blend. So this lavender blend has whole lavender flowers in it, which helps decrease anxiety. So even though you might be under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure from your everyday life or your work or whatever that is, or from home life, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you might have a lot of stress that's building up with a lot of changes with all the different family members in your family. This is a great one to just kind of ease the edge a little bit and bring down the anxiety, but helps boost your motivation, gives you energy to get things done. Alexa, stop. So there we go. I just steeped my lavender yerba mate. You can notice the color has changed just a little bit darker now, huh? And I'm going to just try some of this lavender mate. I'm going to actually drink it out of this little jar because that's what I got. But then you can notice the beautiful color of it. Now, some people have asked me about what kind of tea is good for tinnitus. And I was explaining earlier to my university members that when I was researching from the UK's Institute of Tinnitus and trying to understand how tinnitus works, or tinnitus, however you want to pronounce it, they found that people with tinnitus isn't always from loss of hearing or hearing damage. There could be other things in the brain, in the auditory area of your brain, that causes the misfire of the synapses in the auditory part of your brain. And that could be other parts of your brain being overstimulated or adjusting to changes or dealing with a lot of things like that. So I was thinking about how it works and how to slowly be aware of what you're listening to or what you're not listening to, and how do you normalize that? Well, one of the things they said is you can stay hydrated. Staying hydrated is going to help with just overall movement, circulation, things like that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. They really promoted hydration. Another thing was relieving anxiety and stress, because there could be different sensory things like smell, like sound, like sight, being overstimulated in these other sensory parts where it's starting to cause like a dissociation of what you're actually hearing versus what you're actually seeing. And I was like, ooh, that's very interesting. Like it's like hearing rehab, right? But then people have asked me like, what kind of tea would you recommend for tinnitus? I was thinking if part of it has to do with stress induction, like being, getting all the stress and overstimulating, perhaps anything with lavender could possibly be good for that. And we know that lavender helps relieve stress and anxiety. Also, your